Hey dreamers, this is Jechta Plays, and today we're going to continue with the Fireplace. It's a community event I have been working on quite some time right now. Many hours, a lot of hours actually. It's a long series, I know. If you have been following me this since the start of the series, you are a champ. I know it's and we are not even done yet. There are still a lot more videos to come. I'm afraid, to be honest. At the moment of recording, we are very running low on the amount of days that I have left to finish this project. Now, when you're watching this video, or when the video is uploaded, that particular event is already gone by months. But but yeah, it's a long series. I'm sorry, but at least I'm uploading 2 videos every week. So you're still you have 2 hours a week to watch the content. Plus, of course, a live stream as well every month. So on top of that, you have plenty content to consume. To just like chill and watch me sculpting mostly. What we're going to do in this video, we are going to continue with building and sculpting assets for the room. Now, you probably have been maybe seeing that this looks different than what we had before. Well, Jechta has been a little bit silly before. I was not realizing I had this fireplace sculpted as a element. I really thought I was doing it in a scene. And so I was already building around the stuff around the fireplace, and it's not really smart to do that as an asset wise, because like an asset should be a single prop and not like a whole scene. So I realized it a little bit too late actually. So what I did is I saved the wall that we made in the previous video. I saved that as a new element, and so that's what we're going to work on. It's a little bit sad because now these two creations are linked together and they seem being mixable. It's not like a big of a deal, but I don't really like when things like this happening. But yeah, I'm stupid. I can remake, of course, the wall, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to spend another hour for that. I'm not going to. That's a waste of my time. It's a waste of also the videos that I'm uploading. So what I did, I made a stone wall as a new separate, sculpt, or like an element in this case. So now we have the stone wall still here. Now what I am going to do, because like I still need to know how it's going to look with the fireplace and everything like that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add the fireplace in here. And so as an element, right? And you can see, like, yes, that's 16%. I know my fireplace is super big. But as you can see, now I'm not going to use this for... let's not do that. I should not do that. I'm not using this like in this element, but just so that I know how it's going to look when we're going to build this wall further on. So I still know how things are going to look with that. And it also counts for maybe the wall like here. And also I might maybe going to cut eventually also this wooden plank. Let me go out. Oh, is it already out? Yeah, oh, I already did that. Nice. So I maybe cut these things out as well. I have to see what I'm going to do with this here. This one needs to be a little bit closer, like so. Maybe still a little bit closer. I don't know. Yeah, so we're going to paint the wall. And once we are done with this, I'm going to delete like this again, and then like save the wall. There's also a sun gadget in here. Normally I don't do that, but in this case I keep it in the element for now, so I have the right settings quickly, so I can see like how things are looking. But don't worry, I'm going to delete that in the eventually when I'm going to release everything on Dreamiverse, because like the things that I'm creating right now, I will release eventually also in the Dreamiverse after the event is done. So after the person has seen the creation and stuff like that, I I do maybe, yeah, well, it's fine. Although I think that this one can be, there's something, oh, we can't really do that in here because like this is not part of the element anymore, but I think that would make it a little bit more shinier. I forgot to do that. Also with the stone pad, we forgot to do that as well. Like it's on the base. So something like this. Just have a little bit of like extra shine to it when things are, but that's not for this. That's just because like changing in here doesn't affect the other one. So let's paint. I'm talking too long. Sorry for the long intro, but let's paint. First, we're going to, of course, as always, paint the base layer. So that's what we're first going to do. Let me put some music back on as well. We don't have that. There we go. Now you have some background music. So we're going to pull the base layer on. I think I'm going for like darker gray, maybe. That's a good way to do that. So we're going to use this. And of course I'm going to use subblend. We do it like this so we have only this. And it's done. No, of course not. But it's a start. Okay. Now we need to, let me also remove the hover effect. I don't like hover effects in games. Now the next part is going to be maybe a little bit trickier, but I'm going to try it anyway. Because like it's a single sculpt, so that's what I'm talking about. Because like I'm going to like add more detail to the stones and make it pop out, of course. So we're going to use a little bit lighter. And we're going to use the wedge technique as always. Not so bland, but we do need a lot of opacity. Make it super small. And make it a little bigger, and then small again. Now we cannot do it in mirror mode because there's no anything that like it's the same in mirror mode. But I have to be careful that I'm not like touching too much on like the parts in between, basically. So it's just you have to be a little bit like carefully doing this. So first we're going to do a little bit of stripy stuff, and then we're going to add more detail later on. The good thing is that they're popping a little bit out, so that's really nice. I'm probably not going to touch too much like on the, do a little bit like smaller still. But yeah, but we are now like adding like a lot of like detail on the stone, or put more detail on the stone actually. Stones. And I always do it layer by layer. So first we're going to do a little bit of like stretchy look, and then we're going to add the donut technique to give the stone more popping out eventually. So we can just do doing it a little bit randomly. Doesn't have to be so precise. Okay, there you go. Not done yet. So now we're going to use a donut and make the donut super small. And I might going to go for a little bit brighter with this one. So a new layer. Let's spin it. It's there you go. Maybe change the alterations. I might maybe going to add a little bit more opacity this time, or less opacity. I never know what is the right term for it. Less opacity or more opacity? If it's less opacity, it means that like it's getting brighter, right? So it's like less opacity. Okay, we need to make sure that we're not like making circles randomly. So we're just like scratching a little bit, and give it a really nice, lovely stone structure. Just like so. And of course, that is also not going to be it. We are going to add more later on as well. Stop spinning faster. Trying to alter it. Sometimes it's always like doing what I want to do. That's But yeah, like I was a little bit stupid. It's not like a super big of a deal, but like when you want to release something, it maybe now it's connecting to the other creation, but oh well. Doesn't matter. It's not like it's not like a big deal in the end, but I'd rather prefer not to that things like this happening. Have to be careful, or like we take really care like on these stones. Like so. Almost halfway. And hopefully it's going to look a lot better once we have it in the scene. We're also going to add a little bit darker parts. I'm probably going to add a little bit more softer color over it. What I mean is just have a little bit of like smear going on here and there. But doing this way, like it gives you really lovely textures or texturizing on the stone. Oh, nice. All right. Not done, of course, but it gets already like slowly but surely it gets a little bit more recognizable as a stone. But we do need to do more. What I'm going to do, I'm going to use the wedge technique again. We're going to use the hole, but this time I'm going to add a little bit more subblend to it and make it a little bit darker. Like this. And basically, we'll need to make it more tinier. And then we're going to randomly, like, it doesn't really matter if I hit the stuff in between. Because like that's going to be painted as well eventually. Okay, so now we have like a little bit of like randomly darker spots here and there on the stone. I might maybe add a little bit more, to be honest. It's a little bit too much here. That's better. Like so. Okay, now the hardest part. We need to do stuff in between. I need to have a little bit of subblend. I'm going for as low as opacity as possible. Now this can pretty much like stay the same color, but I'm going to do a little bit of gradients in it. Probably maybe a little bit too dark for my taste. Was this the base color that we used? Yeah. Then I need to add a new one myself because I kind of want to go in between them. So this. Go. So just have a little bit of like, going to smear it out on the in between the parts. And I might maybe going to add brown as well. But the reason why I'm doing this is just because like the stones will then pop out a little bit better. So you can see now like it's super popping out right now, and not like it's so like blend into to the background. And I really want that it's popping out a lot. I'm going to put a little bit lower opacity here. Don't know why I'm spinning it, but for some reason. So yeah, it's just like painting is like it's because like I love it. It's sometimes like I always have to look at like what is the best approach for doing something like this. You can also like add fake shadows if you want to do that to these stones. It's maybe I should not spin it, by the way. But like you can like put like also a little bit of shadow stuff on like sides of the stone, so they are like feel that they are having sort of like shadow happening. So like it's popping out. It's not super great yet, but it definitely will be eventually. Hopefully. And we also need to make sure that like once we have done this additional layer, then we also need to add another layer. So we're going to paint a few times over this sculpture, because I really want to like make it look like it's a good looking tiny little stone wall. And that's why I'm doing it in different layers. And you should not forget to do every corner in this one. So I'm not like pushing like the paint too far with all the spots, so I kind of want to keep still there's like different variations in the structure, so it doesn't always have the same depth of darkness, let's say. Like and the reason why is because like if you're going to add the third layer on top of this, then you get like hopefully you get like a nice looking background for this. Now I have not really decided yet of like how like what type of what sort of texture I'm going to use. I was first thinking maybe that like it's a very big stones made out of this, like a little bit bigger, I don't know, like dirt or something like that. But I have not decided yet, so probably we're going to trial and error on this one. It's we have to see what is going to look best on this. But we take good care of this. Like, give as much love to every creation that we do so far. I mostly put always love and patience to my sculptures, but mostly with like the 1% sculptures. Of course, I still put a lot of effort. I still put like love to it, but I have to always like, yeah, not put everything into it because like you cannot, because like you will rise up graphics turbo. So I always want to, like, if it's going to be like 1% graphics assets, I have to look differently and add lesser detail to a sculpture because I can simply cannot do it. I always see like how far can I go without losing too much of detail. I think that still this part can be a little bit darker here and there. So let's do that. Maybe a little bit too much here. We also have like lights happening here, so that's why it's okay. Now the third layer, and this is something that I do not really know like what yet, but I was thinking to do a little bit thicker thicker way of doing stone parts, and like, hope this is going to look okay. I'm not sure though. Like, I don't want to blend it too in again. I have to see how this is going to... I might maybe... I have another idea. I might maybe use the brown that we made in previously. This one here. And use that as our dirt part. If it's going to be added as much as I want to. We also, of course, but like that gets like a different like color gradients on top of it happening. A little bit more sand feeling as well. Still need to maybe rise up a little bit more. Spin it. Spin it to win it. I don't know yet. Not sure if this is maybe what I can try to do is add a little bit more lighter color as well. I first want to see how this is going to turn out. I don't have to like be so precisely with this one. I can just like do a little bit. I can go nuts a little bit. This. I just have to be careful because like James cannot always like registrating it as much or so fast. At least not on the PlayStation 4. Not sure if it's the same on the PlayStation 5 as well. It's a 1% graphics turbo asset, at least before repainting it. Not sure how it's going to be turned that after it. We might maybe also going to add maybe a text gadget over it for the extra structure. Okay, so now we have a little bit of dirt inside there, but I might maybe going to add a little bit more lighter brown to this. Or maybe this, more sand color. That's okay, but then we need to lower opacity. Just like very gentle pushing that. So we make it a little bit more sand color looking. And probably we have to add then a text gadget. I don't know. Although I kind of don't want to do it because, like, if you're going to use these assets for bigger scenes, I don't think it's like super smart to do it. But I try to make it as much as possible with just sculpting purposes or painting purposes, basically. As much as I love sticker mode, but it's I'm not very pleased yet how it looks right now. But it's also because like we are not done as well. And also we need to have like still stretched some of the stones itself, like more highlights to it. Maybe some things are broken here and there. If you want to get the feeling of something is super old. So we have to like take care of it. First I want to add this here. I'm probably going to add maybe on top of this some lighter stones, dirt stones on it. Yeah. Just what we did with the stones itself, and then we're going to do even more lighter on the stones itself, so that's like it's still popping out more than the background. And maybe in the end I'm going to say I don't like this and I'm going to redo it. Everything is possible right now. Everything is absolutely possible for what can happen here. And I have to be careful not to paint too long. You don't want to make it too complex with paint. Because paint will rise up graphics. Thermo. Okay. It's you can still see like that, like it has been painted, right? So we want to get rid of that feeling. So I might just pull maybe this. I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger again, and then oh, so smaller. But we're going to rise up opacity a little bit higher. I hope this is going to be looking a little bit better. Let me now adding this on top of it. And not make it so it looks like it's so been done with paint. Not that that's wrong with it, but I don't want to really give that feeling away. See how that goes. It's better. I think that's definitely will do the trick, especially with all the layers on that we have been doing so far. So see it as a little like stones in between these dirt parts, and they are bigger than the stones itself. They are more like less finer than what we did with the stones. And then we need to make that the stones are more popping out as well. So we're far from done. Like so. Very in concentrate mode. I'm not sure. I'm I'm not sure if I will. I'm happy with this yet. I'm first going to finish this and see and see how it looks then, and I might end up going to redo it. The only problem is, come on, spin. The only problem is that I haven't really saved a version, so that's a little bit my bad. Yeah, okay. We still need, of course, like do some extra settings, and we can still like do stuff like this, but you can still see like it's, yeah, it's not really what I wanted, but, and also 15%, maybe 50% glow. Let's see. That bounce as stone here. It looks like it's bouncing on stone. Yeah, it definitely needs to, like, I think that like the like it needs to be get darker here. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to make this the man. I'm there's so many. So like blurring it a little bit better in with I'll make it a little bit darker maybe. And just because like we made so many different layers, it's, if you make it darker, it's going to blend in so nicely. It's it often like, it's like, yeah, you don't want to like maybe spend too much time on something such as a small prop like this, but if you do, it will result in a very, like, this side looks so much better than the other side already, so I think we did a good job so far. Do this part as well. Just because like we put the opacity so low, like we can like play a little bit around with how the dirt looks and stuff like that. Brings extra shadow to the stones. I'm probably going to make it a little bit white here, so that the stones are a little bit like damaged. Okay, that part you didn't really see, but but we're going to like flip the asset a few times in the scene, make it more look like it's different. That's not bad. It's not bad. I can definitely like already live with this. What we have been doing right now. Of course, here as well. A little bit more blend in. Like so. Yeah, that's a lot better. Like the detail, like it's a little bit like now like blend into the ground. And if we do that like a little bit more carefully with like the rest of the whole thing, then we are good to go. Sure, are we doing it here? You don't want to end up like one part is being obvious, not touched than the other side, so we have to make sure that we hit everything as the same. Okay. You see how that already going to look like when we placing it next to each other. Yeah, so there's something that I need to do. Because like I always like when things are like in one grid size, so I can easily snap things back, or when you want to flip things around. But as you can see, this side like is not really like fitting so well to each other, right? So what we need to do is should I maybe have done it a little bit sooner. All right. Wait. Before we're actually doing that, let me clone this. Like so. Like so now it's like it's so if I change something here, we have now yeah, I'm only seeing it. Okay. So what we're going to do, we're going to do like it's both sides have a little bit better space to it, so we can like still use it on one-on-one grid. Let me remove this for now. So that is what we're going to do. Move them. I should have maybe done it a little bit sooner. I am well aware of that. Okay. And we're going back to one-on-one grid. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I don't want to end up with being a line here. I also maybe... What is smart? What is smart? I can do a few things. I can go for this, and then we're going to cut down these stones. A little bit more. And I hope yeah, I was afraid of that. Like I need to reuse something that is already in or has been done. Going to be tricky for sure. Oh no, that doesn't count for that one. This one, isn't it? Still, yeah. Okay, maybe try to stretch it out. I can grab it. Yes. Good. Like so. So that we can like use it like perfectly on one grid no matter what. Actually we should also like test it out with moving it the other side around. The other side around. Oh, okay, that works as well. So that's good. I saw only that this one here needs to. I know I should have done this before we went to painting, but this works as well. There you go. This works. Now we all need to fix the painting. So let's fix it so it blends in better. Paint. Just that you're not really seeing that this is like the end of the line as much. There you go. It already is been blending a lot better in. I might still maybe do other layers on this as well. Well, doesn't it doesn't really need to. Maybe a really weird line here happening. And that is because like these are overlapping, as you can see. See if we can. Maybe it's on this side that we still need to focus. It doesn't really look like we can fix this as much. I think what we had before was maybe like that. Now it's like it's not so clear there, so maybe you should leave it like this and not touch it anymore. There you go. Yeah, this can work. Okay, now what we need to do is, and what also the cool thing is about this is that you can flip this one around, and that still works. And there you go. So now like it doesn't really feel, yeah, okay, here you see still like, but now it feels like it's not as much of repeating, even though there is still, but it doesn't really feel that way. I'm still going to add a little bit more detail to it. Like I said, we need to pop out a little bit of the stones. I think I am going to do that with the wedge technique again. Make a hole inside. And so. And I'm using a little bit more subblend this time. And then we're just going to pop the stone a little bit better out. So that there are some damages happening here and there on the stone. I have to be careful not to overdo it. This is definitely overdoing it. But what I'm kind of trying to go for is, let me go a little bit more. I need more subblend for this. And also need to be careful we're not hitting like a little bit more of like if you do that with every stone, it will like pop out a little bit better. And I try not to overdo it. there's always like the risk in overdoing it. And then we're going to, but then we're not done yet. Then we need to do another layer, which makes that like like the lighter parts will blend in again. Like it's it's layer on layer on layer on layer on layer on layer on layer. I'm overdoing it. It's sorry that I'm a little bit quiet, but trying to focus a little bit here. It's just that like that's overdoing it. See, there is some stuff here. Like okay. And now we need to go back into the donut technique. So we're going back to the donuts. And that we're going to fill that with with darker spots. Make it small again. Might add a bit more or lesser opacity. So that like the white spots are blending in together again. More, by the way. Hopefully that should do the trick. Like so. We kind of want to blend that in again. That's what we have been doing all the time. Doink. But now that like we have now the a little bit of like softer parts on the stone, and if we blend that in, get a really nice like shade into this. Still need to do more here. Service. And in. Lucky it's not like a big of a wall. Otherwise I would have probably have been doing it differently or using maybe mirror mode or something like that, or a different approach to the stone in general. Does it belong to the sculpt? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, well now we need to see if we can still put a little bit. Going to put a little bit to the red side. I think if we are going to have the fireplace back into place in position, I think that's a good contrast already. I can see that like the fireplace maybe it's a little bit too dark. I don't know. A little bit too dark right now. I don't want to make it too light as well. But we don't have like any sun gadgets, or we have a sun gadget but not like any outside stuff like additional effect. I have not really touched much this way. I still need to have, of course, like shading happening. So I'm doing it really quickly so I see how it's going to look like. Not really happy. Let's see how it's going to look with sticker mounts. Can we get and bring some extra textures to this? Then we need to put it in scene sticker modes. I am curious if that's going to change much. And then we need to, of course, play a little bit around with the setting. Oh, no, 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 I don't need that. Alright, we need to say texture. Not tiny. Texture. And then opacity the gun. I don't think it's going to do much. Because like I'm afraid if I use, I'll make it too big. I don't like it. What about this? That is weird as well. I think that I think for some situations it's nice to do it, but I don't think I'm going to use it for stones as much. What is this one doing? Faintly faded. Fade amount. It's a little bit sad that the distance not working for this. Kind of wish it was also working for that. Like we can do it here, of course, but that will affect everything. I mean, sure. it's doable. I mean, it's definitely doable. Oh. Am I super happy about it? Probably not, but this is too dark. I mean, yeah, we can make the fireplace make darker as well. But yeah, I'm not really sure yet. I'm not really sure if I would go for this approach. It does give some nice texture to the stone. I have to agree with that. I'm just not happy with the how painty it looks. What I can try to do. But before I'm doing that, let me save. Oh, let me save this as an asset. So save, or save a version online actually. I was afraid that I was in. I got scared. Minimal Q dreams made me scared for a moment. I thought I was like sculpting in the fireplace, but I think it was just like an image from the previous segment. I got scared. I was like, no, I've been in the wrong element all this time. Okay, yeah, I don't know. Like it's, you can even see like there's like, yeah, okay, that's something we kind of like, of course. What to do? What to do? That is the question. Wow, it's almost possible to make if we fix this, then we can make a nice wall out of this. But am I going to use the, does it add much? It does add something, but I don't think it's going to like I maybe like it like this, to be honest. I mean, like, if you look like this looks pretty okay as in texture already. Like, it almost looked like it's, and it has a little bit of bumpy effect as well. I was thinking to, reconnect all of them again. I was thinking, now that we are like making it so like it looks like a thing that you can use as a wall texture, then let's fix this here. And let's hope I can do it. Nice. There you go. Okay, now we can use this as a normal background. You can, although you see some repetition going on right now. Was it already there when we did that? Not doing it? Okay, well, it was still there. It's because like there's a certain yeah, okay, oh well. Yeah, like we can like use this as an, like you can still, like if you look, like you can see like there's like one little tile here happening and like it's repeating. Now I can maybe do like this. How that goes. Nah, you still see the yeah, or you have to like flip it around. But if you flip it around, I mean, yeah, then you see that here it's, and some textures are, of course, being swapped. Yeah, I have not really built this in the in a way of like for wall purposes. or like in bigger wall purposes per se. But I'm going to leave this video. We are hitting the 1 hour mark. I'm going to leave it for now. I think we did okay with the wall structure. I could definitely maybe... I really want to see how everything is going to look eventually in actual like in-game lighting. I might maybe still going to add a little bit more bump effect on top of this, so that the stones has a little bit more grooves and different different like yeah. I don't know. I'm not sure yet, but I think I'm going to add a little bit more detail to this. And but for now, I'm going to say thank you so much for watching so far, and hope you'll love the journey, the Secret Santa's community event. As always, don't forget to dream, everybody, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.